All right, so this video is a little bit of Friday fun combined with weekend fun and things I love. A couple days I just put together because, well, I thought it was fairly fitting. So, something I love. Right now I'm sitting on my boat, which is a 1986 Chris Craft Scorpion Stinger, 26 foot, basically the 26-foot version of the original Miami Vice boat. So the first one in the first season. Not that I'm a huge fan of Miami Vice, but I always just loved that boat. I love classic stuff. I love old cars, old guitars. Just has a right feel to me for some reason. So classic boats, same type of thing. And the classic 80s speed boats, I've always loved them. You know, most of them have at least two nice V8 engines in them, sound great on the water. They just thump the water. It's an amazing feeling. So I got this boat a few years ago, and unfortunately what happened was after the first year of having it, either through mechanical failure or sabotage, we're not quite sure, the boat ended up under the water hanging off the dock at the marina where I had it. Now, when it sinks in fresh water, you can salvage stuff pretty decently. I had paid someone else to do that. Unfortunately, they only did half the job and told me they did the full job. And so what that amounted to was the older motor that they actually flushed turned over no problem. I had to do a little extra to get it, running again, but the other motor, which was the newer one, actually was seized because they left water inside it. So that became a pretty big problem. And I could either pay somebody tens of thousands of dollars probably to fix it, which I didn't want to do, a little bit excessive for the situation, or I could do it myself. And I have a fair bit of knowledge of car engines, and I've restored cars, and I'd never done that to a boat before, but mechanics are similar. So what I did was I decided to tackle that job myself. First, I tackled part of the job to confirm my suspicions on what had actually happened to it. I had pulled the motor apart just to see if there was still water in it where I expected, and there was, and it was seized actually because there was some rust inside the cylinders and the engine wouldn't turn. So I'm going to show you a little bit about what that actually means. Here is the stage of the game we're at here. This was the older motor, this is the newer motor. This one rotated okay. I had to do a little bit of extra work to get it started. I had to pull part of it apart, but I had to pull this whole thing apart, right down past these cylinders here, or the heads down into the cylinders. I had to actually take a wooden block and hammer the top of the cylinder and actually soak it in diesel and automatic transmission fluid to get it unseized, clean it all up. Painstaking cleaning to get all the junk out of them and to get it spinning again. So I did that, but every step of the way, I'll tell you, I felt like giving up because I pulled one component off. Gee, should I go further? Gee, should I go further? I don't know. And it was very hot in here. I have a new respect for boat mechanics because you have to basically hug an engine to do any work on them. So every step of the way, I was nervous as to whether I could actually get it put back together or not, or whether I'd have a hunk of junk at the end of this whole thing. But I persevered. I kept pushing through the uncertainty that I had for getting all this taken apart and put back together. But I also did this once with an old car, and I did okay with that. So I figured, well, I got two engines here to fix, and I can do it. I'm going to persevere. I'm going to do the work. So what I want, well, that's really the question right there, isn't it? For all of us. What do we want? What do we want when it comes to our health? What do we want when it comes to a lot of different things? And are we willing to do the work to get us the prize at the end of that? Well, the prize at the end of this is me getting to go out on the water with this thing. And I just love that. And I can't wait to do it again. And I was willing to put in the work, all the hours, to fix it and get it going again. Now, with your health, with a lot of people's health, they don't realize how many hours they put into getting unhealthy. So they think that getting healthy again is a simple process and it's going to happen within a week or two. And if it doesn't, whatever they were working with does not work. Such that I have patients that have had 20 years of disc problems. They come in to me and, well, doc, I went someplace and yeah, I went there 3 times. It didn't work. So I wasn't very impressed. I'm like, well, so if you go to the gym 3 times and you don't get fit, you're not impressed? You understand that, if you have diabetes or you have heart problems and you have to take medication to keep yourself healthy, to get yourself healthy again, and then you have to take supplements to keep yourself healthy, that would make sense. I mean, people don't even think twice when they have to take a medication for the rest of their lives. But if they have to do a healthy habit like exercise or get periodic therapy to fix the injury that they had, or even regular maintenance therapy to keep them healthy, it seems like something that's foreign to them and they're not interested in putting in that work. Well, the patients that come to me and say, well, you know what, I know you said 3 times a week, but I can only come once a week. Is that okay, doc? The short answer is no, it's not okay. It might get you some relief, but it's surely not going to get you the relief you could get if you were to put in the work. So with respect to anything in our lives, if we want the prize at the end of it, we got to put in the work to do it. I really didn't want to put in all the work to get this engine put back together, take it apart, put it back together, clean it. It's been grueling. I've ruined a number of sets of clothes soaked in diesel. My family has ostracized me to the basement because I smell like diesel. But at the end of the day, when this is all done and we're back on the water, it's going to be all worth it. So any of the healthy habits that you need to take on, any of the therapy you need to do, anything you need to do to get yourself healthier, trust me, it's going to be very, very worth it once you get there. And it's going to seem like a no-brainer to want to keep it up. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you got something out of this, and I'll let you know when this thing gets started. Thanks for watching.